إذا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أهلا ومرحبا بكم ضيوفنا الكرام. This session will be conducted in English. ستقام هذه الجلسة باللغة الإنجليزية والعربية أيضا. بإمكانكم استخدام أجهزة الاستماع للترجمة المقدمة عند مداخل هذه القاعة مشكورين. This session will be conducted in both Arabic and English. Please make use of the simultaneous interpretation headsets provided at the entrance of this hall. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this insightful session titled From Concept to Reality, the Development Process Explained. Today, we will explore the journey of real estate development, from the initial concept to the final execution. We will discuss the challenges, best practices, and strategies that drive successful real estate projects. I am honored to be joined by distinguished panelists, Engineer Faisal Al-Nasser, CEO of Al-Andalus Property Company, bringing vast experience in commercial and mixed-use developments, and Mr. Saleh Al-Saif, CEO of Rafin Real Estate, a leader in innovative real estate development, and Mr. Qasim Dia, a CEO of Clifton Blake Asset Management. Clifton Blake is a developer of Class A mixed-use projects in major markets across North America. Each of our panelists has a unique perspective on the development process, and we look forward to their insights. Let's get started. But before that, please join me in welcoming them. Please. Starting with you, Engineer Faisal, how do you prioritize and plan for sustainable growth in your real estate projects?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد عليه أشرف التحيات والصلاة والسلام. First of all, I would like to welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for the organizer. Thank you for you, and it's my pleasure to be with those distinguished committee. First, I think, income generating properties is the real estate business. So if you go to previously, since the establishment of the life, people were having real estate and they expect an income from it. So this is the main side of the real estate. Yes, lately we saw a lot of, gain capital increase, others, blah, blah. So people will benefit out of selling and buying, but the original is the income generating models. So based on that, I do really believe that having the income generating property is really what the sustainable income for whomever that. To ensure you have that sustainable income, you need to study exactly what's your property will be done and what's the business, who's your customers, you are working on which business, and ensuring that this is not seasonality will remain and it is a people need and people expectation. Having this will start by selecting the right location, selecting the right design, understanding who's your customer, what's your customer need, and designing as per their needs, and ensure, which is the most important, I think, point in the operational side, ensure enhancing and developing your property. This is very important. If you leave developing your property and enhancing it to achieve customer expectation, you will be lost for the future.
Thank you indeed. Have you utilized the latest technology in your projects, in your latest projects?
Yes, I think all of us is utilizing the technology. If not in your business, sorry, it will be in your life, and all of us now, we cannot go back to the previous technology we were working on it. And the changes that's happened today in the technology, the new way of thinking, introducing many way of technologies, AI, other alternative things, a lot of things, I think this is very important. As we in Al-Andalus Property Company, we are building our business on income generating properties. So this is our bread and butter, if we say it in, I would say in a language. So today, We know this. We're working on this since 2006, which is the establish of the company. That we are working in the income generating model. So very important, as we mentioned, to look to the development and enhancement of those. Technology is one of the important things. Implementing the technology will help you in ensuring that the property will remain under the requirement required or the standard level. You will ensure that customer expectation will remain achieved. You will understand your customers more, and you will simplify the journey of both your tenant and your customer from the other side. It's very important. We saw today PropTech has become a very, very big business, and a lot of people working on it. Many discussion happen in this forum related to the technology and property technology. We said we now buy online, sell online, design online, get a permission online. Everything is happening online. So
Sure.
all of this is utilizing technology. The way how you connect with your customers, this is all in technology. And the way you understand customers is also technology. So now you are utilizing AI technology overall to understand what's customer need. You utilize the technology in enhancing their customer experience and customer journey within your property. All of this happening with technology. So yes, quick answer is yes, we do. However, I think this journey is never ended. So you will always have a new technology to implement.
Thank you indeed, Engineer Saleh. Before moving on to you, sorry, Engineer Faisal. Before moving on to you, Mr. Saleh, I'd like to ask for a translation headset, please. Can we have a translation headset? ممكن جهاز استماع للترجمة للمتحدث الإخوان المنظمين. What are the most critical steps in transitioning a concept into a successful real estate development? You prefer to answer in Arabic, although you speak perfect English. ما هي الخطوات الأساسية لتحويل الفكرة إلى مشروع عقاري ناجح؟
First, thank you, and if you allow to speak Arabic.
Mike, please.
Hello. بالنسبة طبعا إلى تحويل الفكرة إلى مشروع عقاري ناجح. طبعا لابد قبل يعني انك تحول الفكرة إلى مشروع عقاري ناجح لابد يكون في تحليل للسوق. معرفة بأنظمة البناء، مثلا أحيانا يكون عندي فكرة ممتازة ولكن نظام البناء على قطعة الأرض أو على هالمشروع أنها ما تتناسب مع تطبيق هذه الفكرة. أضف على ذلك أنه من ضمن تحليل اللي هو السوق معرفة كم أسعار، مثلا أنا لو رايح مثلا على توجيه مشروع فرضا إلى أنه مثلا أوفيسز أو مثلا إلى مشروع سكني، كم أسعار الوحدات اللي قاعدة تبيع داخل هالمحيط، وبناء عليها أنا قاعد أبني الكوست في تكلفة المشروع. إضافة إلى ذلك طبعا بعد دراسة اللي هو تحليل السوق، معرفة مثلا المستفيد النهائي منك سواء كمشتري أو كمستأجر، بناء عليه أنت تحدد السعر اللي هو فرضاً البيع أو التأجير، وبناء عليه المفترض يعكس أو ينعكس على تكلفتك، تكلفة البناء في المشروع. فأنا أعتقد اللي هو يمكن أهم ما أنه نحول الفكرة إلى مشروع عقاري ناجح هو تحليل السوق، معرفة المستفيد، ومعرفة الأنظمة واللوائح. أعتقد يمكن هذه هي أهم ثلاث نقاط.
نعم، شكرا جزيلا أستاذ صالح. Mr. Qasim, you've traveled all the way from Canada to here. Welcome to Saudi Arabia, and we're glad to have you here. What is it that attracts Saudi investors to your projects when there's so much activity here?
Thank you for having me. It is a good question, and I've been traveling here for many years. I love this place, so it's not a difficult task. My company, Clifton Blake Asset Management, we develop Class A mixed-use projects in major markets across North America. So this presents a very good opportunity for investors globally to take advantage of a very stable market, particularly in Canada, where we do not see a lot of volatility in real estate returns. And it's very much a Class A portfolio focused on urban environments in major cities, a completely brand new portfolio. So these projects really stand the test of time. As we go through economic cycles, these projects are typically always fully occupied and in the highest demand. So as an investor that's seeking for global diversification, this fits very well within a portfolio as a diversified play that has a very steady return.
Indeed. Thank you indeed. Engineer Saleh or Engineer Faisal, back to you. What are the key factors in ensuring the success of commercial real estate development? We're talking here about the commercial, not the urban one.
Yes.
I mean, the urban, but not the residential. Yeah.
I can answer on commercial because this is our business, what we have. And under Landers property, we are working on mainly in commercial property. So this is what I can answer. Maybe others can help on the urban
Sure.
answer. On the commercial, again, we'll start first things by the customer need. What's the customer need? So you will build your property, whatever your property, whomever you will be tenanting to them, and they lease their property or even buy or whatever. It will be based on the needs. Understanding customer is number one. What customer want, number one, and how you will present this to the customer. This will be important. What you are going to present to customer, how you will differentiate yourself, how you will ensure your customer will come to you. So all of this is very important from them. You need, as a property owner or property manager or whomever you are handling this property, you need to help your tenant or your commercial at the end shop or whatever the type of business they are running the shop. You need to help him on this, on understanding the customer. So, and you need also to work together with him or her on ensuring that this is the right things for this location or for your customer expected. At the end, it's a partnership between the landlord and the shop that's in this property, ensuring that this partnership, it's a win-win situation. No way this will be built and one lose. At the end, anyone lose, it is a lose for the game out of. So I believe understanding the customer and expecting what the customer need, and providing, I will say, as much as you can, a good experience for this customer, this property. This is important. Today, there is plenty of commercial destinations in Riyadh, in every city in the kingdom, in every city in the world. Why people will come to your property will not come to the others? In every property, they will have what they want. So location will differentiate because the attraction area is important. So location is important, but at the end is customer experience. Customer experience is important also here. So you will say, I will go to X, Y, and the customer experience will start from outside. Will start from how you park, how you enter, how you see, what's the internal journey happening. So all of this will differentiate on that. So making the answer on very quick things, I think customer need is number one. Partnership, proper partnership with the shop or the tenant is number two, also important. And three, working taking care of the customer experience and the customer journey internally.
Thank you. We will talk about the challenges that you face later. Back to you, Mr. صالح. كيف تدير المخاطر خلال عملية التطوير من التخطيط إلى التنفيذ؟ Risk management.
طيب خلينا نعطي شوية الإجابة تكون مختصرة واضحة،
نعم.
مع أنها تكون بشكل معقد ولا. عادة في كل المشاريع العقارية في عندنا تقريبا 3 مخاطر. الأول في موضوع الكوست، تكلفة المشروع. في موضوع الاعتمادات والتراخيص والأنظمة واللوائح، خلينا نتكلم بشكل عام. ثالث في موضوع اللي هو الكاش فلو، وممكن نضيف الرابع اللي هو العوائد المتوقعة من هذا المشروع. فلو جينا الآن في المقام الأول، أعتقد هذا اللي نعمل عليه، وأعتقد ممكن في جزء كبير من المطورين يسيرون على نفس هذا النهج. احنا عادة في بناء الكونسبت ناخذ الكوست على سعر اليوم، واحيانا يكون اعلى من سعر اليوم. على سبيل المثال، فرضا يكلفني المتر المربع 1000 ريال، فاحنا نضع بالدراسة المالية يكون مثلا من 1250 إلى 1500 بزيادة 50%. أضف على ذلك أنه نضع نسبة 5 إلى 7% ريسك. فكذا بشكل مبسط نعتقد أنه قدرنا نسيطر بشكل خلينا كبير على تكلفة المشروع. نيجي على موضوع اللي هو الإيرادات المتوقعة، الإنكم. أيضا إذا كان سعر اليوم فرضا قاعد يتنفذ بالسوق مثلا ب10,000، فأنا أضعه بالدراسة المالية من ال8,000 أو ال7,000 ريال. فأنا كان عندي الآن يعني عملت كنترول على موضوع الريسك فيما يخص الكوستينج وفيما يخص الإنكم. نجي على موضوع اللي هو الثالث، طبعا زي ما قلنا الثالث اللي هو الكاش فلو. هذا أعتقد طبيعة أي مطور يكون حاط ترتيب معين في موضوع متى احتياجه ومتى يضخ الكاش فلو في المشروع. المخاطرة يمكن الأكبر، وأعتقد جميع المطورين يمكن أعتقد على مستوى العالم ما هو على مستوى السعودية بشكل خاص، اللي هي الأنظمة والتصريحات واللوائح. عادة هذه ما يكون لها وقت محدد. يعني على سبيل المثال أنا اليوم قدمت على اعتماد مشروع سواء رخصة أو ذا، ما عندي وقت أنا محدد أنا أعرف متى حيخلص. فهذا دائما يكون عندنا في التطوير العقاري يكون هاي ريسك. لكن كيف أنت يعني أنه خلينا أقول تحافظ على على المخاطرة في أنه تحط لها تايم. إذا كنت أنا ناوي أني أخطط المشروع في ظرف 3 أشهر، أحطه 6 أشهر أو 8 أشهر وهكذا. ومن هالمنطلق يعني أنا أعتقد في بعض الدول عملت يعني مقترحات إذا تسمح لي، أنه ممكن إحنا نجد يعني حلول مع خلينا نقول الأمانات أو الهيئات، سواء لو نتكلم على مستوى الرياض الهيئة الملكية للرياض أو أمانات منطقة الرياض، في إيجاد حل معين أنه لما يقدم المطور المشروع يكون في لجنة أو في منصة معينة تشمل جميع الجهات الحكومية المطور راح يستفيد منها. على سبيل المثال عندك الأمانة منطقة الرياض، يمكن الهيئة الملكية، يمكن الدفاع المدني، شركات الخدمات، الكهرباء، المياه. نجي على مثلا بعض المشاريع يكون مثلا تتطلب موافقة وزارة النقل، بعضها هيئة الطيران المدني. فإن وجد مثل هالمنصة أو خلينا نقول هالمكتب في عملية أنه يدخل المشروع، أنه أنا أخذ كل التصاريح من خلال هالمكتب. وممكن يكون في حل مؤقت، أنه أنا فرضاً كمطور أنا حاب أني أنا أنجز مشروعي أو كمخططاتي في ظرف خلينا نقول شهر أو شهرين، يكون في زي الفاست تراك، أدفع مثلا نسبة 10% من الرسوم البلدية اللي حتاخذها مني الأمانة، أو على حسب النسبة اللي يتفقون عليها، مقابل أني أنا عندي قدرة كمطور أني أنا أدفع كإنكم زيادة للأمانة مقابل تسرع بمشروعي.
نعم، أحسنت، يعطيك العافية. شكرا جزيلا أستاذ صالح. Mr. Qasim, I'm sure you utilize the latest technology when you design your projects, but how do you make your projects future-proof?
Thank you. I think before we get into the discussion of design, it's important to think about the tenure of the building, right? In our company, what we're developing are mixed-use projects that are rental properties held inside a private REIT. So we expect to own these properties for a long time, as opposed to some of the projects you see in the other room here today, or many projects throughout Riyadh. They're built for sale, right? So they have a certain appealing design that will generate a sale in today's market. They're designed with trends in mind. When you expect to own a building for a long period of time, you want it to be attractive, but it also has to be timeless, right? If we're going to continue to own this for decades from now, and we need to think about the operating costs of the building for a long period of time, all of these things start to come into consideration. Also, the demographic of the person that is going to rent a residential unit in a building versus someone who's going to buy a condo, for example, they have different needs. They're going to have a different suite layout, for example. So the mix within the building is important, the suite layout is important, and in a mixed community, a mixed-use building, also the tenancies are extremely important. So the retail programming that we do on the ground floor of our projects, it really matters because the tenants that are living above these stores are going to use those as a natural amenity within the building, as opposed to a project where everything is built for sale. Certainly in the North American market, we see a lot of condo developers, they neglect the retail because it's being sold to an individual buyer who is then left to find their own tenancy. And that is very inappropriate when you're in an environment like ours where we expect to have a long-term ownership. At the same time, though we have a long time horizon, we do have to think about the next buyer analysis, whether it's going to be another pension plan or a sovereign wealth fund or another REIT that will acquire this portfolio at some future date and time. These buildings have to be attractive. So when we're thinking about the design of the building, of course, sustainability is top of mind. We put the latest technology in there, and yes, sometimes the capital expenditure up front is more for HVAC system or the window or the building envelope, but we are creating a better product that is going to generate a much lower operating cost in the long run. Most people don't know this, but 80% of the cost of a building occurs over the life of this building. We always think about the development cost up front, but the long-term expenditures of the building are extremely important in this consideration. Of course, we are always using the latest technology, as my colleague mentioned. To me personally, this is a frustrating point because the technology moves so fast, right? I had a project that we were working on a couple of years ago. We implemented a locking system that is managed by your phone. And during construction, the hardware provider, which was very popular, latest, greatest technology used by tens of thousands of people, they went insolvent. Now what do? You have to change the technology. And 3 years from now, there will be something new, and there will be all of these AI products. So now we have to think about future-proofing the building, right? We want to put the latest, greatest technology in the building today, but in a few years from now, it's going to change. So we have to make sure that we can retrofit these products, these hardware products, and introduce new software layers with AI, for example, so that we can continue to be best-in-class building and continue to be the most attractive product in the marketplace.
Thank you indeed, Qasim. Back to you, Engineer Faisal. How do you see the role of mixed-use developments in the future of urban planning?
It is the future, and we already started in Saudi Arabia, the real estate market in Saudi Arabia is very matured, and we are ahead of many countries and worldwide on that. So already you can see many projects in the real estate on the mixed use. Not only that, so I think what you see today as part of the Vision 2030, and you see those giga projects, those are the exact implementation or the giga implementation of the mixed use destination.
What is the literal translation for mixed use?
Sorry?
متعددة الاستخدامات.
متعددة الاستخدامات أو متعددة الاستخدامات. The point when you look to all those giga projects we have in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, if you speak on Riyadh only, so when you start by New Murabba, when you speak about Sport Boulevard, King Salman Park, Dir'iyya, Qiddiya, all of those are really the mixed-use destination. So where you start by residence, you have a commercial, you have entertainment, you have a healthcare, education, all what you want, you will have it there, and hospitality. So this is the future of the real estate worldwide, and we see it really here implemented much. This will help on many things because today customer patient on time become very low worldwide, not only Saudi Arabia. So people are looking to really utilize those many things to do in a shorter time. One. Two, today land cost has become very high. So it's not cheap to have a destination only dedicated, let's say, for commercial. You will have only people coming commercial, but you need maybe other people will look for residence or others. So that's why by having a mixed use, you will have high utilization of the land. The third thing is this will help even in the quality of life, which is one of the pillars on Vision 2030. So by having a mixed-use destination, so this will enhance your quality of life overall. So it is a win answer in all of the pillars you want. So mixed-use destination is the answer really for everything today. The question how to do it in the right way. And here where you need to understand much your customers, what the customer needs, understand your location, whatever the incomes that you have related to the financials incomes, how you will design it in the proper way, how you'll ensure you provide all customer needs in one destination. Here where it will be the trick. You have many projects where we name mixed-use destinations, however, not all of them are successful. The proper study, the proper, I will say, understanding customer needs is very important on that. But it is the answer, it is important, and what I see here in Riyadh and all of the cities in Saudi Arabia, this is where is the future going. So when you saw the projects, most of the projects is a mixed use, will help both, will help the social and community to provide them with multiple, I will say, options of utilization, and two, will help the owner. If I have a property that's having a mixed use, you'll see. Just, I will give you a quick example on what we see on an Al-Andalus property company. We have in Jeddah, we saw when we have a hospital attached next to the mall, we saw increment of almost 20% of footfall. It's a hospital. People will go to hospital just for, inshallah, all of us, we don't need to go to hospitals, but at the end, people go there for a health situation or health. But by being it next to the mall, this caused a 20% increment in footfall. This is only one element of mixed use. What if you have other mixed use related to entertainment, residence, hospitality, education? As big as you have group of mixed use, as big as you have people more coming to your destination.
So the mixed use is not necessarily a building that has mixed use. It's a real estate or a land.
It's a group, landing group.
Okay.
Sometimes it's in same building, like in some malls where you have in some malls. As example, in the mall you will have a commercial, retailer, you will have, let's say, food and beverage, entertainment. You may have an offices. Now you see many malls having an offices or others. So sometimes in one building, and sometimes it's a group of buildings next to each others, or a community, or whatever, I will say, building attached to each other.
Is there a percentage of mixed use method lately? I mean, does it consist like 50% of the projects now, more, less?
My expectation is going to be more than this. But again, the main issue will be the land size. You cannot do a mixed-use destination in a small land of 1,000 or 2,000 square meter. But what I can see, that's all what we name it, I will start big, I will not say mega, all the big projects, what I can see is we'll have some of the mixed-use destination. So maybe they will not have a full mixed use, I mean 7 or 8 different uses, but minimum they will have 2 to 4 mixed use. When you go to the Giga project in Saudi Arabia, mashallah, you see them having a full-fledged of mixed use destination.
True. Thank you, indeed, Engineer Faisal. Back to you, Mr. Saleh. What trends do you see shaping the real estate sector in Saudi Arabia? And that's ما هي الاتجاهات التي ترى أنها ستؤثر على قطاع العقارات في السعودية خلال العقد القادم، يعني خلال 10 سنوات؟
أعتقد أنه يمكن القطاع السياحي والترفيهي ممكن حياخذ حصة أكبر. وهو له التوجه وفقا طبعا للأحداث الهامة اللي راح تأتينا، الإكسبو، مونديال كأس العالم، في أيضا مونديال كأس آسيا. ما شاء الله الرياض الآن قاعد أشوف أنه ما شاء الله بشكل أسبوعي مؤتمر، منتدى. الآن الشركات الأجنبية زيارتهم للرياض بشكل خاص، نجد حتى صعوبة في إيجاد الفنادق. هذا حقيقة واقع. ولو جيت في هالفترة مثلا الأسبوع هذا وافق مثلا معرضين، معرض منتدى مستقبل العقار، وفي معرض أيضا أعتقد اللي هو الفرنشايز، في أسبوع واحد. فأعتقد يمكن هذا يعطينا دلالة إلى أنه القطاع السياحي والترفيهي له حصة كبيرة خلال العقد القادم، بالإضافة إلى المشاريع النوعية، سواء عاد السكنية بشكل خاص أو المكسيوز مثل ما تفضل زميلي فيصل، أو خلينا نقول المشاريع النوعية بشكل عام.
نعم.
هي حتاخذ حصة كبيرة. الآن في تواجد كبير من خلينا نقول من كزيارات كوفود أو شركات أجنبية أو كموظفين. اختلفت ثقافة أنه سابقا أني أنا أبغى مثلا أجلس في الرياض، أخلص مثلا عملي في الأسبوع، الويكند أنا أسافر وأرجع كمان. لا، الآن صار في قبول، صار في قبول أيضا حتى بعد، لأنه هي يعني الشراء وحدة سكنية من قبل سواء كمستثمرين أو كموظفين أيضا. الخبر اللي صدر أمس أعتقد ممكن يكون يعني أحد بوادر يعني إن شاء الله أن الموافقات تتم في موضوع أنه تأسيس يعني اعتماد تملك الأجانب، وهذا ممكن يكون حافز قوي جدا للقطاع السكني بشكل خاص في الفترة القادمة.
نعم. شكرا جزيلا. Back to you, Mr. Qasim. Over the past few years, we've seen significant challenges with shifting market conditions, including inflation and interest rate changes. How has your business adapted to navigate these challenges over time?
Yes, it's a good question. We talk a lot about building design, but it's important to consider other factors like portfolio construction, capital structure. So, in order to have resiliency over a long period of time, you want to have a conservative portfolio. You want to have a portfolio that is always generating positive net cash flows for investors. That means you want to have a high quality composition. This is why we focus on Class A brand new buildings in urban centers, typically focused on transit lines. That's number one. Number two, leverage is extremely dangerous. So it's important to maintain conservative leverage, especially as we see the world go through these interest rate hikes, which has crushed many development companies, especially those that are built for sale. And they're struggling right now. And in retrospect, by maintaining this conservative approach to real estate, our company has been quite resilient, and we've continued to construct through our pipeline of development projects. And we have quite a number of units coming on stream every year for the next 3 to 4 years. Sorry. Lastly, I would like to talk about vertical integration within the company. This is something that we made a big push towards over the last couple of years, and we believe this is the path forward for many real estate companies. In the past, you would see many development managers that are outsourcing various functions. In the future environment, this is not going to be sustainable. What we need is a lot more control over the construction process. So we have internalized construction within our company. We have internalized all operations, management of these income-producing buildings, leasing. Everything is under one roof. This gives us a lot more efficiency in the process, cost control, and ultimately this is for the benefit of investors, and it allows us to maintain this portfolio for a long time.
Cost control here in terms of human resource or material or?
It's really both. What we saw when we were using third-party construction management, they are not acting as owners, okay? And they're typically chasing the project where there's a fire burning, where they're getting sued because there's a mistake, and there's other inefficiencies that go through the P&L because they can go unnoticed. And now that we have internalized construction, we can see all of these details and we can eliminate those unnecessary costs.
Yeah.
We can control schedule a lot better. So it ultimately leads to a much more efficient development and construction process, and we have full control over projects.
Amazing.
Yeah. I would add one more thing.
Sure, sure.
The other area where we're investigating right now is on modular construction. I don't know how...
What's that again?
Modular construction.
Modular construction.
So I don't know how popular it is in this area, but in North America particularly, we deal with some harsh climates through the year. With a modular approach to construction, we build these blocks, if you want to call it that, within a factory in a climate-controlled environment using a lot of automation. And this really is a technology for the future where we can, again, further create efficiencies in the construction process and deliver a lower hard cost in the building. So this is an area where we're doing a lot of experimentation, and we see it as a path forward in our developments.
Yeah, to manage risks and expect future risks, right?
I expect this is the future for construction, yes. And we can do this with concrete, we can do it with steel, we can do it with wood. There's many different methodologies. There's a group out of Spain, I know that they're actually 3D printing with concrete. So all of this stuff is very fascinating, it's very cutting edge.
That's amazing. Thank you, Qasim. Engineer Faisal, in a minute to wrap up, please, like closing remarks. You can feel free in Arabic or in English.
I do see real estate, it's embedded in all of our life. It is everywhere. Everything you are doing in your life is linked to real estate. We look to it on many different ways. So either the property that you do, you live as a home, you work as an office, it's a school, it is a hospital, it's education, entertainment, blah, blah, blah. So it's lived everywhere. And it is where you invest your money. Big portion of all of people investment is in real estate. So you, even when you buy your apartment or your home, you do invest in real estate. So we are happy really of seeing this attention that's happened to the real estate in Saudi Arabia, under the government direction of digitalization, enhancing the rules and policy and procedures, and working with the vision that's linked very tight in all the parts with the real estate. So I'm very happy to see this. We see continuously across the year a lot of events like this in Riyadh who's enhancing, working on all the elements of the real estate. So today we are speaking about the future of the real estate. We were speaking before 2 months on the proper technology on the real estate, and. So I'm happy also to see the faces from male and female who are there that's working on the real estate. So what I will say that's very important, we are looking here that this is a journey, we are working on it. We are looking for a future on it, on all the property that we are seeing, all the projects that we are seeing in the government, with the Vision 2030. We are happy on that. And please don't stop your passion of the real estate. Keep your passion of real estate. This is very important. Don't look to it as just a land. It's not a land. It's our life, from home ongoing. So keep your passion, keep things always working. This is very dynamic business and environment and I would say subjects we have, which is the real estate. So we hope that we always continue to reach, inshallah, to look at Saudi Arabia to be among the top on all the real estates, on all elements.
Thank you indeed, Engineer. To you, Mr. Saleh, it is, as a wrap-up for a minute, دقيقة كذا.
يعني خلينا على أساس إنه ما نطيل الحديث على الإخوان، لكن أنا أقول المشاريع السعودية المتنوعة والضخمة، لو جينا على العلا، جينا على القدية، حديقة الملك سلمان، الدرعية، المربع، وما راح يحدث بمطار الملك سلمان وخلافه. نظرة أعتقد اللي هي المستثمرين والمقاولين ومقدمين الخدمات، ما نتكلم في الجانب القطاع العقاري فقط، ولكن جميع خلينا نقول اللي هو الشركات اللي تتقاطع مع القطاع العقاري من مقدمين خدمات، سواء مقاولات أو صيانة أو ما بعد البيع أو تسويق وخلافه أو تصميم، كلهم نظرتهم أعتقد يعني على السعودية بشكل كامل وعلى تحديدا مدينة الرياض. فنقول يعني الفرصة ما شاء الله موجودة، وإن شاء الله إنه يعني إنها تتحقق ملامح الرؤية اللي هي بدأت تتحقق يعني، والفعل إن شاء الله طيب لنا إن شاء الله كسعوديين.
إن شاء الله. Thank you indeed. To you, Mr. Qasim, to wrap up for a minute.
Yes, well, I'm happy to be invited today as a knowledge partner for the Real Estate Future Forum. It's been very interesting. I've been speaking with various CEOs of the local development companies, getting to witness how you create your environments over here, whether they're mixed-use communities, residential developments. Some of the giga projects are very fascinating. And also to exchange ideas on how we are doing our real estate projects in North America. I think there's much to be learned on both sides, right? The business here is really booming, and some things can still be, there's still room for improvement. I'm happy to discuss with any one of you after the panel today. I'm here today and tomorrow. And I'm happy to exchange ideas on how we can collaborate and together make both of our developments much better. Thank you very much.
Thank you indeed. Thank you. It is clear that the real estate development process is both complex and dynamic, as our panelists mentioned, requiring strategic planning, collaboration, and adaptability. Our panelists have shared valuable insights on how to turn ideas into successful projects, overcome challenges, and ensure long-term sustainability. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Engineer Faisal Al-Nasser and Mr. Saleh Al-Saif and Mr. Qasim Dia. Please join me in thanking them. With this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you indeed, our valued audience. Thank you. Thank you, Qasim.